Alright guys, what's up? Here back with another video. So today's video we will be ranking all of the Swap Force levels, and it's just gonna be the straight levels, not even the boss fights, because I consider the boss fights in the actual level. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and if you don't agree with me, just be respectful and say it down in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so last on my list is Boney Islands. I'm a pretty big fan of Swap Force. It is my favorite game, but this is probably one of my least favorite levels in the whole entire franchise. It is just so slow and extremely boring, and just Avril's annoying voice just makes it 10 times worse. It's a really long level, especially the turret sections that I hate, which is really hard during locks and all that stuff. This is just not a particularly great level because of how slow it is, and just overall it's boring. And yeah. Alright, for number 11 on this list, it's gonna be Twisty Tunnels. Overall, it's a decent level, but some parts that I hate about it are just it's really damn long and it's really hard on depending what difficulty you do. Like, I've had a lot of trouble with the turret sections and just a lot of the enemies on this level during locks and all that stuff. But one big bonus is the Fire Viper, which is one of my favorite boss fights in the whole franchise. So that gives it a little boost, but overall just not a particularly fun level to do. But it does have some great elemental gates and all that stuff. Alright, so number 10 on this list is going to be Rampant Ruins, which I think a lot of you guys might disagree with me on, but this is a level that's very nostalgic to me, that I remember playing a lot as a kid. But once I've replayed it, I've kind of found out, like, it's not a great level. It's kind of boring at times, and the enemies, a lot of them are really hard, and they're not really particularly hard. They're just really annoying, like the spin dudes and with all the shields and stuff. And also, the Glumshanks boss fight was a little disappointing too. It's extremely easy and all that stuff, so it's not a bad level, but there are a lot of other levels in the game that are a lot better. Alright, so number 9 is going to be Phantasm Forest. I think this level was really overhated because overall I don't think it's a bad level, but mainly people focus on the bad parts, like the firefighting turret section, which is awful. I hate that. But otherwise than that, and besides all the turret sections, it's actually a pretty decent level. Like, there's a couple parts that are really annoying, but it's fine. It's really long though, which kind of puts it back. But it's not really that bad. It's way better than people make it sound if you haven't played it. But yeah. Alright, so number 8. This is where I get to the point where I don't really dislike any of these levels, but there's a lot of other ones that are better. So number 8 is Motleyville, because it's a really long level, but it has some really good fighting parts and no like turret sections or anything, except there are the railroads. But easily the best part is the Baron von Shell Shock fight. It was a really great fight. Like, I think probably the best in the game, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so number 7 is going to be Winter Keep. This is an okay level that's pretty long. It doesn't have great enemies, but one of the best parts is kind of just the gimmick and all that stuff of, like, the snowman, and you have to save the Frost Elves and get the Illuminator from, like, the Whirlwind statue, which is really cool. But that's kind of all that it is. Like, the fighting parts are not great, and it's pretty dang long, so yeah. That's why it's this low on the list. Alright, so number 6 is Chaos's Fortress. This is not a particularly very enjoyable level, but it just looks really cool, and there's some parts that is really cool, but some parts are enjoyable, just like not the enemies or anything, but some of the puzzles and all that stuff. It's just really cool with all like the goo and the traps, which is it added a lot of new things to the game that I thought could have been just very helpful to it, and that's why it's a pretty decent level that I like. At the top of the top 5 is the Frostfest Mountains, which is a really nostalgic level for me. It has some great enemies, a great storyline, an amazing boss fight at the end, so you have something to look forward to. Overall, this is just a really good level that I just enjoy playing. Alright, so number 4 on this list is Mount Cloudbreak. I think this is a really amazing first level, and I think easily the best first level in all 6 Skylanders games. It just kind of just shows you the basics, and you can just do a lot of stuff in this level with just the starter pack Skylanders, which is pretty cool. And just overall, just a great introduction to the Skylanders series if you're new. Number 3 is a pretty great level, Mudwater Hollow, which gives a lot more nostalgia, because a lot of levels in this game do, because it was my first game. But this used to be one of my favorite levels, but it dropped down a little bit just after playing it along for I've kind of gotten sick of it. But it's got some great fighting parts, some great puzzles. They kind of introduced the fishing, which is kind of cool. Just overall, it's a good level that's a lot better than some of the other ones. Numero dos is Cascade Glade. It's just overall just an amazing level that I enjoy playing, and it just never gets old. It's just a great, just kind of just, if there was one level that I could have to describe Skylanders Swap Force, this would be it. It's just a great level that I enjoy playing every time. Great battling, some great puzzles. And one of the best parts is that it is a really short level. You can finish it in under 10 minutes. And it's good for locks, so you don't have to make multiple clips, especially on Xbox. And just overall, just a great level. I've said overall 400 times. Anyway, next on to my favorite level of all time in this game. It is Ironjaw Gulch, baby. This is a great level that I just love overall. Some great fighting parts, just really fast-paced, fun level that is pretty short, which I like for levels. You just take out some ships and all that stuff, learn about a lot of new enemies, like fire golems and all that stuff. Just overall, just my favorite level in this whole entire game, because it has so many great things about it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.